The bold and the beautiful. Trigger point asterisk asterisk Luna had changed. Everyone saw it, but few dared to say it. Ever since her entanglement with Bill and the aftermath of the live stream scandal, Luna was no longer the sweet, slightly naive girl the Forresters once welcomed with cautious trust. Her eyes had hardened. Her presence carried edge. And now her name was whispered in corners of LA not out of curiosity, but out of fear. Leaf Finnegan noticed first. The once proud adoptive mother watched from a careful distance as Luna spiraled into darker circles. Her phone always locked. Her mood always volatile. Her words clipped, secretive. But it wasn't until Lee, out of maternal instinct or perhaps sheer suspicion, followed Luna one afternoon into a remote practice range on the outskirts of the city that the truth hit like a bullet to the chest. Luna was training. Not with a coach. Not for sport. She was with a stranger. Mid-40s, military posture, no name. His instructions were sharp, brutal. His tone, emotionless. And Luna listened. She listened and shot with focus, precision, aggression. Lee stood frozen behind the tinted window of her car, watching her daughter pump round after round into human-shaped targets. The final shot, dead center between the eyes, sent a chill through Lee's spine. This wasn't self-defense. This was preparation. She didn't wait. She went straight to Finn. At first, he thought it was a mistake. Misinterpretation. Luna had been unstable, yes, but murderous? It seemed impossible. But Lee's words were firm. You weren't there. You didn't see her eyes. She's crossed a line, John. And if you don't stop her now, someone's going to die. Reluctantly, Finn contacted the authorities. He explained everything: Luna's mental state, the history with Bill, the training sessions. The police opened a discreet investigation, placing surveillance near the shooting range. Days passed. Then came confirmation. Luna had returned 3 more times. Each visit more intense. The man she trained with was identified as a dishonorably discharged mercenary with ties to black market weapon rings. His alias? Victor. No last name. No records. It was clear. Luna was arming herself for something. Finn couldn't sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw his adoptive sister standing over someone with a gun. And the worst part, he didn't know who the target was. Then came the night it all exploded. A quiet evening at home. Steffi had just returned from a design meeting, exhausted but content. The kids were asleep. Finn was reviewing medical reports on his tablet when a text lit up his screen, anonymous, but urgent. She's moving. Your wife is the target. He froze. It didn't make sense. Luna and Steffi hadn't clashed since the family scandals. But then it clicked. Asterisk asterisk Steffi was the one who pushed to cut Luna out of Forrester. Asterisk asterisk, she was the one who blacklisted Luna's modeling offers after the PR disaster. To Luna, maybe it wasn't business. Maybe it was betrayal. Finn grabbed his keys. Called 911. Told them he feared an imminent attempt on his wife's life. Luna. Gun. Our house. Send units. Now. He arrived seconds before the squad cars. The scene was eerily normal at first. No broken doors. No signs of entry. But Finn's instincts screamed otherwise. He ran through the front door, shouting Steffi's name. No response. He found her in the kitchen, still standing, barefoot, confused, pale. Then, without warning, she collapsed. He rushed to her, catching her before her head hit the tile. Her pulse was erratic, skin clammy, pupils dilated, no visible wound. But Finn recognized the signs instantly. Asterisk asterisk toxicity. Neuroreactive compounds. Possibly inhaled. That's when he saw it on the kitchen island, a half-empty perfume bottle. Not Steffi's, Luna's brand, but altered, tampered. The police stormed in seconds later, weapons drawn, spreading through the house. Finn screamed for a hazmat alert. He recognized the symptoms, remembered the research Luna's enhanced mints had once caused neurological spikes. Now she had refined something else. Not poison, not a bomb, but something subtle. A delayed reaction nerve agent disguised in fragrance. Finn fought to keep Steffi alive. He injected a stabilizer directly into her thigh, tore open the emergency med kit, and administered antitoxins. Her breathing slowed. Her heartbeat began to even. But she didn't wake. She was stable, but unconscious. And the damage? Unclear. Meanwhile, Luna was nowhere to be found. The only trace she left was the bottle. And the market left behind was far louder than any gunshot. The media erupted. Forrester heiress collapses in suspected attack. Perfume poisoning scandal rocks LA. The police issued a warrant for Luna's arrest, labeling her armed, unstable, and extremely dangerous. Public opinion turned brutal. Her image was wiped from social platforms. Influencer sponsors dropped her in hours. Former allies issued distancing statements. But Finn couldn't care less about damage control. His wife was in a hospital bed, unresponsive, and the girl he once called family had nearly killed her. The investigation revealed more chilling details. The perfume was engineered using synthetic compounds banned in several countries. Traces of the chemical were found in Luna's former apartment. Her trainer, Victor, had vanished. Traffic cams showed her leaving the city hours before the attack, heading west. No trail. No communication. Nothing. But Lee wasn't finished. She hacked Luna's cloud account, dug through backup emails, notes, drafts. That's when she found the list. Names. Photos. Dates. Not just Steffi. Not just Ridge. Brooke. Bill. Katie. Finn. Asterisk asterisk 5 names. 5 targets. Each with motive. Each linked to Luna's descent. And under each name, one word, resolve. It wasn't about revenge. It was about closure. In Luna's fractured mind, each person had wronged her. Each deserved a reckoning. She wasn't acting out. She was executing a plan. Now she was in the wind. Taylor, recovering slowly, had to be told. The news nearly sent her into relapse. Ridge demanded answers. But none came. Only silence. Until a week later. A postcard. No return address. No message. Just one word printed on the back, bold and final. Next. No one slept that night. Security at the Forrester estate tripled. Armed guards were stationed at Brooke's house. Bill hired private contractors to protect Katie and Will. Steffi remained in a medical coma under constant monitoring. Finn, exhausted, stared at her through the ICU glass and whispered, "She won't get away with this." Because Luna had crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. And now, the bold and the beautiful wasn't just about power, betrayal, or scandal. It was about survival. And Luna? She had just declared war. The bold and the beautiful, RJ's reckoning asterisk asterisk Forrester Creations was built on legacy, image, and control. But now, everything was collapsing. Taylor Hayes lay in a coma, her life dangling by a thread after a sudden relapse. Ridge was gone, off the grid, unreachable, allegedly on a soul-searching retreat in an undisclosed European spa, refusing to return until Taylor woke up. Brooke Logan, once the unshakable face of elegance and command, was spiraling, distracted by the unexpected reappearance of Nick Marone in her life, rekindling old fires, reopening old wounds. blurring boundaries between past passion and present responsibility. And Steffi? The strongest link in the next-generation Forrester chain, hospitalized, recovering slowly from the biochemical poisoning Luna accidentally unleashed in a twisted spiral of vengeance and confusion. With the power circle fractured and the leadership vacuum gaping wide open, Forrester Creations began to sink. The signs were immediate. The press noticed the silence. The company had no public response to the Steffi incident, no clarity on Taylor's health, no denial or confirmation about Ridge's absence. Brooke issued a brief statement about privacy and healing, but it rang hollow. The markets responded with brutality. Forrester stock plummeted 18% in 5 days. Luxury retailers hesitated. Licensing partners froze deals. Influencers and brand ambassadors quietly paused campaigns. Then came Spectra. Long considered the scrappy underdog of Los Angeles fashion, Spectra Fashions pounced with predatory timing. They launched a viral campaign branded "Fashion Without Tears," a jab so sharp it cut through the industry's veins. The ads featured diverse, smiling models, behind-the-scenes footage of laughter and trauma-free design, and slogans that mocked Forrester's chaos without naming names. But everyone knew. Everyone always knew. The campaign exploded online. Hashtags trended. No more scandals merch dropped. Spectra's spring line doubled in pre-orders. Their CEO gave interviews filled with not-so-subtle digs about certain brands who prioritize dysfunction over design. At Forrester HQ, panic spread. The board held emergency meetings. Executives bickered behind closed doors. Interns cried in hallways. Collections were stalled. Campaigns were scrapped. Decision after decision sat unsigned, unchecked, unread. The machine was breaking down. And into that void stepped R.J. Forrester, reluctant, unready, and absolutely the last person anyone expected. Ridge Jr. had never wanted the throne. Unlike Steffi and Thomas, R.J. had always walked the edge of the Forrester world, close enough to taste the glamour, but far enough to stay clean. He preferred sketches to scandals. He avoided the boardroom like a virus. But when he walked into Forrester's main office that Tuesday morning and found it empty, phones ringing, staff scrambling, media waiting, he knew it was over if someone didn't act. So he sat down at Ridge's desk, opened the laptop, called a meeting. He didn't pretend to be ready. He didn't claim authority. What he said, though, was simple and direct. We either get it together now, or we become a headline. And then we become history. The staff hesitated. The board resisted. Some sneered. "You're just a kid," one member whispered. "You're not your father." "No," R.J. replied. "I'm not. But he's not here. And I am." Within hours, R.J. made bold moves. He called Brooke, told her to choose, either focus or step aside. She hesitated. He told her they couldn't afford distractions. Not now. She didn't like it, but she understood. She stepped back. He pulled Donna and Katie into the fold. He brought in Zend and challenged him to fast-track a new capsule line that emphasized ethical sourcing, clean lines, and simplicity, ***, a direct counter to Spectra's campaign. R.J. personally called every vendor, every retailer, every influencer under contract. No assistants. No rehearsed statements. Just honest, urgent conversations. "We're not dead," he said. "We're still Forrester. And I'm going to prove it." Then he launched the *** built from beauty *** initiative, a stripped-down, 2-week social media blitz showcasing the inner workings of Forrester. Not drama. Not fashion shows. Just people. Designers, tailors, interns, models. Laughing, sewing, creating. RJ walked the cameras through the design floor. He talked about his mom, his dad, his sister. He didn't hide the pain. He owned it. And the public responded. Views spiked. Comments turned supportive. Fashion forums started talking again. Not about scandal, but about vision. About heart. The board didn't admit it, but they followed his lead. RJ wasn't done. He tracked down Spectra's campaign manager at a gala and confronted him. No shouting, no threats. Just a quiet, firm conversation over a drink. "You're good," RJ said, "but you're building your success on our tragedy. One day that'll backfire." The man laughed. "If you survive long enough to see it, kid." RJ smiled. "We will." And they did. In 10 days, Forrester's stock rebounded 12%. Retailers returned. The Bill from Beauty campaign reached over 90 million impressions. The capsule collection, titled Still Standing, sold out its pre-order in 48 hours. RJ didn't sleep. He didn't slow down. He missed calls from Ridge. Ignored them. He knew his father would try to take over again, to protect him, to fix it. But RJ didn't want rescue. He wanted respect. Steffi woke up on day 13. The first person she asked for was RJ. When he arrived, she was weak, but smiling. "You didn't let it fall," she whispered. He just nodded. Taylor remained in a coma. Ridge returned quietly, eyes hollow, beard grown. He walked through the halls and saw what his son had built in his absence. No grand gestures. Just stability. RJ offered him the chair back. Ridge refused. "You're doing better than I ever did," he said. "Keep going." For the first time in its history, Forrester Creations wasn't being led by a legend or a titan or a scandal-worn warrior. It was being led by someone who hadn't been broken yet. And maybe that's why it finally worked. But across town, in a corner of Spectra's office, a new campaign was already in the works. The title? Heirs Always Break. Because in this world, glory never lasts. And peace is just the space between battles.